Okay, so let's talk about the cervical flexion rotation test here. A very interesting test because there aren't many tests that we see that have a very high degree of sensitivity and a high degree of specificity, right? That's a really nice benefit, okay? What the cervical flexion rotation does, the cervical flexion rotation test does is it's listed in the manual as a C1-2 PIVM, but really what it does quite nicely based on the evidence that we have is it isolates motion to C1-2. Okay, as you bring the neck into full flexion, right, the test is done like that, that pretty much locks out everything below C1-2. We have MRI evidence that it does that, okay? If we turn the head to the right, he's a bit stiff there, we can look at the nose and kind of see how much rotation he gets. So maybe 10, 20, maybe 25 degrees. Okay, does that hurt you?
Yeah, I feel it on the left.
On the left side.
Yeah.
Okay. And if we go to the left, we see a lot more motion there. Maybe back to the middle. Did that bother you at all when we went to the left?
No.
Do you have a history of headaches?
Sometimes, yeah. A lot of neck pain.
Where do you get headaches and neck pain?
Usually, back here. Yeah, the headaches pretty much say posterior.
Yeah, on one side or the other?
Yeah, I want to say it's usually unilateral.
Is it more on one side than the other?
It depends on the day.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been back and forth.
Okay. So anyway, what you can see there interesting is I didn't know he had headaches. I didn't even ask. I've never done a history on him before, right? The cervical flexion rotation test, when you rotate him to the right, was about 25 degrees to the right, maybe about 35 degrees to the left. The norm is about 39 plus or minus a couple of degrees. So somewhere around 39 to 44 degrees is about the norm. Anything less than 25 or somewhere around 20 actually has a high degree of statistical significance for cervicogenic headaches, right? So in isolation, does it mean anything to me? Absolutely not. I haven't taken a history on him, but just very interesting that I don't know anything about his neck, zero. I just did this test on him as a volunteer, and I just asked him if he's got headaches and neck pain, and he says yes, and the test was positive. So it's a pretty good test from that standpoint. And like I said, we have good MRI evidence, good sensitivity and specificity values, and I would be looking at C1-2 primarily as an area that I might want to treat. And when we go through the Maitland assessment of C1-2 in rotation, we'll do that in a little bit, probably after lunch, you'll see how the two correlate. Okay? Thanks.